Hey there, this is Troy Baker, and this is a piece of Schmidt.
Okay, welcome to the first ever, episode 7 of A Piece of Schmidt. We have 4 total people this time. Sometimes we have 3. We're going to talk about some nerdy stuff. And it's going to be hopefully funny, hopefully entertaining. Audio goes live on Friday on SoundCloud. You can find us at A Piece of Schmidt. Like us on Facebook, on Twitter. Comment on the video, subscribe on YouTube. Let us know what you think. Yeah, it's going to be a good time, I think. We've got this week Ricky, Zach, and of course the lovely Wes, as always. We're going to start off with Zach this week because he has an interesting topic. So go ahead, Zach.
All right, so what I'm bringing up is the most cerebral kind of mindfuck experience you have, whether it's movies or video games, anime, anything that comes up. And really, I think I'd like to kick it off with something that I think we've already talked about. You know about it, Antichamber.
Oh yeah,
big
indie game on Steam, which you guys don't. You haven't? Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen too much.
I've never heard of it.
I'll look up pictures of that. Oops.
Well, there's a picture of it right there.
So it gets really colorful. I don't know. It's very it's a puzzle game, right? So you start out in a black and white chamber, and then as you walk through it, there's writings on the wall, and then eventually you get to this matrix part, at the very beginning, where it's there's a red side that goes up and a blue side that goes down.
There's 2 staircases, and they're just parallel.
Okay. And then you just keep going in this endless loop until you get to the stairs, and then turn around and go back, and then everything that way is different. It's a super mindfuck.
Yeah, it's the entire game is like that. So you'll be in rooms where, say there's a picture in the room, and you look through the picture, and it changes which room you're in, or
that looks super trippy.
You'll be falling, and it'll feel like you're falling forever, but you really have only gone 2 feet. It's really, it bends perception.
See the duck and is that a duck or a rabbit?
Damn it.
You said rabbit, and now I'm seeing the rabbit.
Have you ever seen that? It's from How I Met Your Mother too.
Oh, I've seen the optical version of it. It's a duck or rabbit.
Antichamber, just so you can see pictures of it. What the fuck? That's actually in the game.
Yeah, that's all over the place.
Yeah, there's weird, that's part of the whatever.
Yeah,
it's part of the puzzle.
That's part of it. It's an eye that looks at you, and you have to look away from it to be able to move through the wall behind it. The wall won't raise unless you're looking away from the wall.
So you have to
creep back.
Yeah. How I played PT.
Yeah.
God damn. Talk about mindfucks, PT.
Yeah. And that's one of the ones that's I think the most common one is going to be, or just in general, is an ending that mindfucks you. But I think what's more unique is a whole game that just you feel violated. And that's definitely PT.
Yeah.
From the minute you wake up in that
room,
you're just
okay, what's going
disgusting.
on? Alright, let's open the door.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a hallway. Okay, there's another hallway. And another hallway.
Can I just say, my least favorite part about that game is the fact that you cannot run. That's the biggest,
my God, dude, yeah.
The lady in black or whatever, the woman's chasing you, and you're just
oh, not the fetus and
the fetus, whatever is making noise at the time. Screw it, it doesn't matter what.
I discovered this new YouTube channel called Elders and Kids React to Things.
Oh, you've never seen
and
videos?
they react to PT, and one of these little girls is
God.
"Oh, a baby."
Oh.
I was what? She had the most weird, the most common or non-drastic reaction to the fetus. I was that's so weird.
So, kind of a weird transition, but speaking of fetuses, you want to talk about a mindfuck game?
Okay.
Earthbound.
Earthbound.
So Earthbound
I've
is
heard
just
of it.
it's just a Super Nintendo RPG. It starts out as like you and 3 other kids going to save the world. You you beat people up with baseball bats and stuff, and then at a point, for some reason you die. Your souls go into robots, and then you go fight the end boss, who looks like a giant space demonic fetus.
Oh, that's where Ness comes from.
Yes.
Okay.
I never knew where Ness came from.
just you have Google it. Just Google search the final boss of the first Earthbound, and I swear to God, it looks like a giant space fetus.
You can see it. You can see it. This is Earthbound.
That's
That's
awesome.
where Nas came from. Okay.
And some of the cool parts about the game, you can actually name what your one of your best attacks is as Ness. So my buddy would always, it's PK or Psy, and then whatever you name it, he would always go fuck. So it's Psy fuck, and it does mass damage.
Oh god.
That looks like a mindfuck game.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the
Jesus.
final boss.
That's-
Just that screen that keeps moving, and it looks like a giant space demonic fetus.
That is exactly what that looks like.
And then
It's just an
you start-
ultrasound.
But you start out,
Wow.
but you start out by just fighting like dogs and bees and like slimes and stuff. You know, basic shit.
Right.
And it just gets crazier as it goes.
This is why I want one of those Retron 5 consoles so I can go back and play all these games.
Or just get emulators.
Yeah, just do a what's it
Oh,
called?
it's not as cool.
Why?
You guys are lame.
Because you want to
You
pay for
want-
the cartridges, though.
Is that it?
No.
You want to? You
It's
want
called
to
collecting and being
Control.
cool.
Oh.
Oh,
My
well,
bad.
Earthbound carts with box are kind of expensive, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so let's get the biggest one out of the way. In my opinion, BioShock.
No, yeah.
Infinite.
Yeah.
Because the Infinite has the most mindfuck of an ending.
Yeah.
Really? That's the only Bioshock I haven't played.
That is
Why?
Really?
That's
Two.
the only
You played
one.
one and
Oh
two?
my god.
So you
One and
played the
two.
great one.
So you tell me we can't talk about this now? Are you
Topics
kidding me?
off the table.
No, we can talk about. I played bits and pieces. I'm not gonna lie. I've never gotten into the point where you guys are like super mindfucked about it. No.
No, dude.
No.
Well, it's the
Gone
very
into-
end.
I have it.
Oh,
You come over, we'll play all the way through it, all like 20 hours or whatever it is. It's not a long game.
it's yeah.
Yeah, if you put it on easy, you can just fuck everybody up and just get to the ending really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
it's-
fun.
That kind of reminds me of the Metro series at the very end, where you get to decide whether it's good or evil when you want to kill the little girl or something like that. Was it the demon?
I haven't played those actually.
See,
I rebought the Redux.
So I played the second one. I played Last Light. I didn't play the first one.
Oh, I only got to play the first one because that was the only thing that was available for PC, and at the time, that's all I had.
So
So-
there's like some sort of Sophie's Choice at the end or something?
Yeah, so the whole game is a complete. Well, you played
Mindfuck movie. Sophie's Choice.
which one?
Sophie's Choice. Do you know what Sophie's Choice is? Does anybody have to say it? Really?
I feel like I should.
You know the term though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, continue, and then we're gonna go over the most fucked up thing in novel history.
So have you played Fear before?
Yes.
I
Okay.
have.
So you know
What does
how
that
there's a
stand
little
for again?
girl.
First encounter.
Assaults. Recon?
Oh, you nailed it! Nice job, guys.
Couldn't do it.
Woo!
I got one.
We
But
pushed our
you know
way
how
through
the
it.
little girl, whatever her name is constantly talking to you in fear.
Alba?
Yeah, whatever. So in Metro, you basically have a little girl or a woman talking to you, and you go through flashbacks and stuff like that, kind of like Fear. The biggest thing, though, is that this little girl is actually a demon who, at the end, you have to either choose to kill her or save her, and then if you kill her, the whole world is destroyed, and if you save her, I've never saved her. I just killed her. But I killed her, and
Fuck.
yeah. And the worst part, the funniest part, you're on top of this huge tower, and so she's like begging for her life, and you basically execute her. And then when you do that, the whole background, which is the whole city, is just
Just done.
yeah,
Nuke
just
goes
done.
off.
Yeah, and then that's how the way the game ends.
That's
Ouch.
2033.
That's 2033.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
However, there is the alternate ending, which I don't know what happens.
I'm
I'm assuming was when you save her. I'm really not gonna lie. I think you just go back down and you just continue with the game, which is where
Last Light. See, I want to
say.
say Last Light starts after the explosion again. I think something explodes in Last Light because that's one of the big things. Is like you have flashbacks to your life before a nuke going off.
Oh, that's intense. Holy shit!
But I think you're the guy who caused the nuke to go off in the first place.
That reminds me of Big
Well-
O.
Huh?
Oh damn.
Big O.
Oh,
That's
Big O.
anime.
Yeah, that's a mindfuck for you if you really
but
want it.
that's the Metro series.
I mean, I know what Big O is.
Yeah. No, that's like one of the biggest mindfucks. I swear to God, that ending. Did you ever see it?
I never saw the ending for Big O.
Oh my
I
God.
never even.
It's-
I never understood how the.
You should talk to your girlfriend about that.
Really? I never understood how it all got to that point. Like how it was on a bubble, like the city.
Yeah.
I never knew how it got to that point.
Yeah, the entire show is about how it gets to that point.
Really?
That's it, yeah. The whole, like, mind erase thing and everything.
Yeah.
You get to the last episode, and it's just, like, the Big O's, like, you know, Big O itself comes out to fight, and then the other, I can't remember what the hell its name is, the big white Big O,
Yeah.
like, the end-all one comes out, and they fight, and then time gets erased back to the point where the series starts. And so you're back at the series beginning, at the series end, which is the most horribly disappointing
That's-
mindfuck of an ending.
That,
Like,
yeah, that doesn't sound very.
Sophie's
Damn,
Choice.
it's
great show though. Otherwise,
Yeah. What is that?
Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's
because
Choice,
then
yeah.
I've got a movie ending.
I
to
know
talk
what
about.
the term is, but I don't know what you're really like gonna go.
Novel, then a movie, right? So Sophie is a immigrant, I think, from like Germany during the World War II thing. Like she was trying to escape Nazi Germany or whatever. Maybe she's Polish. I don't know.
German.
But the book follows a guy who meets Sophie and her boyfriend, right? Anyways, at the end, they're running away to this like farm or whatever together, and Sophie tells him that when she was leaving the country that she came from, like Auschwitz or something like that, she had 2 children, and they made her choose which one to gas and die and which one to live in the camp before she left.
Shit.
Oh,
So
Damn.
she explains like how she picked her 7-year-old to die, and she's just been messed up ever since.
That's gnarly.
Damn. That's
way
it's
gnarly.
insane.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Holy crap! Yeah.
And that's Sophie's Choice.
Nice.
so, has anyone seen The Mist?
Yes.
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 And read the book.
So, you all have?
no, I
No?
haven't.
No?
I've seen it, not
Okay.
read the book.
The ending of The Mist.
Which one?
The movie.
Book or movie?
Movie.
Okay.
Okay.
So, The Mist, Mist comes in and these weird, horrible bug creatures are killing everyone.
If Becca was here, she would be so on your side. She fucking hates this ending.
Oh, this ending is awful.
She brings it up like once a week, how awful this
So okay, so like a group of survivors that are hiding in this grocery store for a while, and then there's infighting in the store. So like 4 or 5 of them, including the main character and his kid, get in a car and drive off, and then all of a sudden the car just dies. I don't know if they run out of gas or get in an accident or something. So he has a revolver with like 5 shots. So they don't die to the monsters.
Mhm.
They're shooting each other.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they drive through the fog. The car dies. They hear right the big monster coming towards them. So like he said, they pull out the gun and
So So the main character is shooting everyone. There's 1 bullet left. So he shoots his own son. So then he's got nothing else to live for. Gets out of the car, and the military shows up.
yeah, it's a tank. And he's like,
Oh.
no.
And he straight up tells one of the soldiers to shoot him in the head.
Yeah,
Like, just kill me.
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But like that ending is so bad.
That's
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
It's awful.
It's like the.
So does the book end the same way?
No, it's not as bad.
Okay.
That's like the Twilight or the what's
It's
it
Stephen
called?
King book. It's a Stephen King.
What's that? Twilight Zone, yeah. It's the Twilight Zone episode where it's the old man who loves his books and like everybody disappears off the planet
Breaks
and
his
like
glasses.
breaks his glasses. Yeah, he's like, there was time now.
Breaking your
just see
glasses,
that
you
guy,
can't
yeah.
read. Shooting your son in the face.
I'm just saying there were similarities in the. God damn it! It could have gone okay. We could have been good here.
He
really
really
likes
likes
his
his glasses.
I really.
Although, side note, you can almost turn The Mist into a Half-Life movie. Military facility causes some horrible gate to open, causing monsters to come through, or aliens.
It's true.
It's kind of Half-Life.
Yeah.
without all the crab.
Or something.
No,
like
head
that.
crabs.
Head crabs. Those things are super funny when they get on a person. Just go with the crowbar.
Half-Life 2, get the gravity gun.
Oh my god, yes.
I was always surprised. I never thought to use the gravity gun on those guys until way later. And then I'm like, oh, this is so much easier.
Oh my god.
This guy.
This guy.
But without the grab gun.
I know, right?
But going off the topic from that, animes that you should start watching slowly, just in case you have never started watching. Because I know.
What if we're not done talking about mindfuck games?
I want to talk about.
I want. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
what
sorry.
about... Alright.
There is one game I did want to point out though. If you guys never played,
Because we still haven't spoiled Bioshock Infinite for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You tried to avoid it. And
Alright, no. Let him have his game.
Well, look, there is
this game has been
PS2
out for years now. What
Well,
kind?
no, there's
Is
a
it
PS2
really?
game that I played it one time, and it was a super mindfuck game, and I
Heavy
played
Rain.
the ending, and it's because my
Wait, you
my
said
friends.
PS2?
Heavy Rain.
It was not PS2.
PS3.
Heard about
No.
Heavy Rain. I've never actually.
Oh, I
We'll talk
played
about
Heavy
Heavy
Rain.
Rain. See, this is going to be a long topic.
This
Yeah.
that one was super fun game.
This is a
Yeah.
great
But
Alright, anyhow.
this PS2 game, and I've never been able to find it. I know my friend has it. I have to ask for it. But at the end of the game, you're at a door and you're looking through a keyhole, and you can see your character dead on the other side. And when you do that, and you look straight at your body, and you're in a tub full of blood. The game goes black, and it starts off with a PS2
Hitman
logo.
2?
No,
That's
it starts off with a PS2 logo, okay? And then it starts off with the game not loading, and then you go to your memory, because that's what you're supposed to do, because this is all part of the game. And every single memory, like every file on the memory card, is corrupted. That's what it shows. So
It's a Silent Hill game.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
pretty
a
sure
it's a Silent Hill
yeah.
game, but
Because Kojima loves to do that.
yeah. So
This sounds like. How is this not Kojima?
so at the so you're looking at all your memory, and you're freaking out because everything's corrupted. So you back out and you turn off your PlayStation 2 and you turn it back on. And it starts off normally, and you go back to the same level. And when you look through the keyhole again, the whole thing restarts all over.
That sounds.
Awful.
Yeah.
That's I never knew, because he invited me over to see if I can try to pass it. I never knew how to pass it because I didn't know what to do.
That's
from
like
that point.
It's Eternal Darkness.
No, that's like the unknown glitch in the original Pokemon
Oh,
Game
God,
Boy
Missing
games.
No?
Yeah, missing no, where you
Oh,
you
no.
saw it and then your entire game was just
Just
gone.
No, not if you saw it. If you caught it and saved.
Yeah. Then your entire game was just done.
Yeah, you could see it all you wanted. You could fight it all you wanted, but...
Speaking of which, that was among dick moves in gaming that developers just do to just destroy you mentally. Is a 6-7-year-old that destroyed me inside.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Pokemon, when you start
exactly
looking at the
what it is.
original game, Pokemon is messed up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like how you go to Lavender Town and you find Gary's dead Raticate there.
It's
Well, you go to Lavender Town because it's the graveyard for Pokemon, and your nemesis Gary is there, mourning his Raticate. So at some point, you kill his Raticate.
which is
But no, it's Mindfuck. Metal Gear Solid, the first one.
I never actually played it.
What?
I
Do you know? Have you played it?
Mm-hmm.
Psychomantis.
Which one's that one? Is it the one that floats around?
It's the guy who floats around and he pretends to be psychic, and he fucks with your controls and stuff.
Yeah.
You want to know how you beat him?
Ow.
You plug your controller and you can...
Yeah, they're true.
Seriously?
Yes.
If not, he reads all your moves and you can never beat him.
Oh, you can't
That's-
even move right. He controls your... He controls
Yeah,
you.
That's
yeah. So
ridiculous.
and then the whole time, say you have I think it's a Silent Hill game.
You have
Saved
whatever
or
save
whatever.
files you have. He'll
Yeah,
read them
he'll
and say,
read
"Oh,
'em.
you've been doing this."
I see you've been playing this game or whatever. It's super fucking trippy.
That's
That's
weird.
so cool.
and then
That's-
I
yeah.
love Kojima.
And then the way that I figured out how to beat him was because one of my friends told me, look at the back of the box. I was like, what the fuck? Look at the back of the box, and in the back it tells you how to beat him.
Does it really?
Yeah.
It also says in the back of the box that gives you the codex number you need at the beginning to call somebody else.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So when you borrow the game from a friend and you just get the disc and he doesn't
You're
tell you, it's
super
like,
fucked.
Yeah, can't even play.
Yeah.
So-
you're good.
but-
You're good.
an entire mindfuck game is on the GameCube, Eternal Darkness. So it has a sanity meter. in there, built in. And what some of it would do would like inverse the screen on you, your head would pop off. The worst one though is it would kind of pull what the ending of your PS2 game did. It would randomly blue screen and said, your game has been corrupted.
I hate when it does that.
But it's like what PT did too. Like you know, and then it sends you to the beginning.
PT just sucks when you're trying to find all those pictures. How do you know one is hidden in the pause menu?
That drove me insane. I had to look it up.
I had to go to the Google for that one.
Yeah, no, that one. Did anybody ever get?
It's listening to you.
No, that one. No, that.
You
one.
okay? Googled.
Damn
it! I did it again. Too perceptive, Google.
Okay, Google.
And I forgot. No. What about BioShock?
All right.
Oh wait! Before we go to BioShock, because I want to end on BioShock.
Okay. What else we got?
Because it's so good. What I want to say, there's this new game. It's not completely out yet, but I saw someone playing it on Twitch with the developer, and it's called 12 Minutes. Have you heard of this?
12 Minutes. No.
No.
Okay, it's fucking cool. So it's a top-down adventure.
Sign me up.
Point and click, right?
Okay.
So you get home from work, you open the door, and your whole apartment is top-down, right? And then you like blah blah blah. See your girlfriend's in the bathroom. She comes out. Oh hey, I didn't hear you were home, and she's like, oh I made you dinner, and you can ask her questions or whatever, right? You sit down for dinner. She goes, hey, here's a gift, and you open it up, and it's a baby thing, and you're like, oh, whatever. You know, you can respond to like, hey, are you pregnant? Or like, hey, I think this is too small for me, you know, like a joke or whatever. And then she's like, oh, I'm pregnant, and you're like, that's super cool. And then there's a knock on the door, and she opens it, and it's the police, and she's like, and the police is like, you've been accused of murdering your father. Get on the ground. And she's like, no. And he's like, get on the ground or I'll bash your fucking head in. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? You both get arrested. If you try to get up or whatever, he bashes your head in. Okay? Then it starts over. Okay? And so now you have the last 12 minutes to figure out how to save your wife.
Wow.
And how to get the police officer to go. And so you can try to convince her that you're Groundhog Daying it. Right? Okay. By saying, here's the gift, and I'm not even going to open it, and there's a baby thing in here. And she's like, what? How the fuck do you know that? And you're like, because I'm reliving the time, or whatever. And so
just say it like Arnold, because I'm reliving the time.
I'm sick, okay? It's fucking cool. And so you just, and the developer said it's a 6-hour game if you're good at puzzle games.
Really?
Whoa.
12 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah.
12 minutes is a 6-hour game.
Oh, God.
Damn.
I couldn't do it. I can't beat Andy Chamber. I'm not even going to try that.
It's so intriguing, though, because you can eventually, like, you can go into the closet, and in her coat is her phone, and there's all these numbers you can call. And if you call the numbers, you can, like, get new information. So you're trying to figure out how to get out of the 12
time
minutes.
Loop, yeah.
Right?
Can you also, like, figure out how she was accused of that? Like,
Exactly. So the first thing you're trying to figure out, which you forget that this Groundhog Day thing is weird, right? Mm-hmm. So eventually the police officer, you get away from the police officer, but then the game keeps going because the point of the game is to figure out why you're Groundhog Daying.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you think that the game is over once you get rid of the cop because it takes so much of your time, but then you have to figure out, why the fuck am I doing this? Why am I reliving the same 12 minutes over again?
Did you see more or less a lot of this game?
No.
No?
They didn't even get rid of the cop.
They didn't?
No. That's just what the developer was saying as they were doing it. They're like, he's like, all, like, the cup and the knife on the table, the dinner, you know, if you go to the bathroom, there's sleeping pills, and you can put sleeping pills in the water and then give her a drink of water, and then she gets knocked out, and then she'll go to bed, and then you can lock her in there, and then you can call 911, and, you know, like, all this crazy shit.
You can do so much.
Yeah.
Can I say, I think I know the ending of the game. You find out Bill Murray is God, and then the game ends. That's how the game ends.
Clearly Morgan Freeman is
Can
God.
it be zombie Bill Murray from Zombieland?
Yes.
Dude.
It'd be so much better. Looking like Eddie Van Halen coming off the course.
That was so funny.
That was...
I
Bill
wanted
Murray
to
gets
say
shot in the
something else,
chest.
too. But I can't remember now. We were going to spoil something else, weren't we? Bioshock Infinite? No? This is why I take notes and look at all my notes.
Bioshock was the big one.
And I didn't want to offend you by putting an H or a K after C, so I just left it at C.
It's a funny story. My kindergarten teacher fucked up. Z-A-C-H is how I'm supposed to spell it. Z-A-C-K is the little paper she gave me. So I don't care. End of my funny story.
Okay, I guess we can go to Bioshock then.
Yeah.
I think
May as
there
well.
was something else I wanted.
So
to
I sworn there was.
So I played my first Silent Hill game was Silent Hill 4: The Room,
Oh God.
and that game was fucked. But that game like inspired me. Like I was so fascinated by the fact that it could all take place for the most part in this room, and then like you kind of like went through portals or whatever to other places. But like I had no. Yeah, the fourth one was like you got locked in your apartment, and that's all it was.
I played besides apparently from the first one I played in PS2, I played the Homecoming, I think it is, for the 360.
And I that's the one I never played because I heard it was really shitty.
Really?
Yeah, the reviews were very bad. For
Yeah,
it.
but I
it
never
wasn't as
played it.
scary as I figured. I will tell you that. I expected much more out of it, and
The
yeah,
room
it didn't
was
live up to
scary, man.
However, the very first scary game I ever played, which is not really much of a mindfuck, but Fatal Frame.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a mindfuck game.
I don't know if it is. I can't. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, I played the Crimson
Heavy
Butterfly.
Rain. That's
Heavy
what
Rain.
There we go.
There we go. That was the one that.
So, do you know what Fatal Frame is?
Heavy rain.
Oh yeah. there you go.
Do you know what Fatal
Do you know
Frame
what
is?
Fatal Frame is?
Fatal Frame?
Yes.
It sounds really familiar.
So basically, I'm pretty sure
You're one of the twins.
you're one of these two girls, and basically the whole thing is you start seeing ghosts.
I hate this game.
You start seeing
You know which
ghosts,
one it is, Ernie?
Yeah.
and the only way to stop them is to take their picture.
Photographs. But they can hurt you.
But they can kill you. Yes.
But you can kill them with your camera.
You can
Yes.
stun them or.
But it's kind of like a Resident Evil type of thing, because once you pull out your camera, you stop moving.
Oh.
So depending where you're at and how close they are, keep one thing in mind, they move differently. So one can be extremely fast, the other one can be extremely slow, and at times there's 2 or 3 of them.
One's the pawn, one's the rook. Either way, you're boned.
Exactly. But the whole storyline behind how this all goes down is amazing, I think. Like, I love the whole beginning of the Fatal Frame games, how it starts. Amazing storyline to it, though. Really, really messed up. The whole thing is the village has a hole in the middle of the village. Like, there's a huge hole in the middle. For generations, the village has been getting twins, sisters. And they make them walk or something. They make them do some ritual, and at the very end, one of them has to kill the other. But one of the twins has to push the other one into the hole. That way, whatever it is that's down there is fed. That's what they've been saying. However, when they got these twin sisters, they run away. The whole ritual is completely fucked after that. Now that they did all of this, they find out what is actually living in this hole, and it's apparently like a hell, I want to say like a portal to hell. Everyone in the village dies. And now the village has disappeared, and the only time that it ever comes back is when one of these twins is around. However, since they didn't die, and they keep reincarnating themselves, never really meet until a certain point in time where they go on a hike. Then they meet up, and then one of the sisters goes like fucking crazy or something, walks into the village and like starts walking around the village like a crazy ass mofo because she belongs there. And
Okay.
you're going after her, going, "What are you doing? Get out of this village! Let's get out of here!" And she's just like, "It's true."
That was
The whole time, though, the sister is just like living in this butterfly world. Seriously.
the entire time you're just the freaked out person in the movie theater in the horror movie, just like, no, don't go to the basement.
There was this point, the very ending is where she goes into it goes into a cutscene, and you see her walking into this cave slowly walking into this cave that goes down. The only thing I remember from that point was me going, "No!" And sure enough, I had to turn on the game, call my friend, and we passed it together. It was really scary though.
Yeah.
It took forever.
That sounds
They
stupid.
could make another sequel to that game, and it'd be Fatal Selfie.
Oh God.
You would have to like.
There would be selfie sticks involved. That would be your one of your equipment.
That'd be an upgrade.
That would be an upgrade. Your selfie stick would be your
Just
main upgrade.
Oh man.
So Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain.
The game where you actually make dinner for your child, and it's the most depressing thing in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Good start.
Dude.
So like you're a parent, right?
Well, you're 4 characters at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I only care about one. To be honest.
Yeah, okay.
You only care
Which
about
one? Which one?
You only care about the dad.
I only care about the dad.
Is that the detective?
No, the dad. Just the dad.
Just
the guy
dad.
who loses Jason. At
Oh,
the
okay,
train
okay.
station.
I'll let Wes explain it later, but I just want to go over my favorite scene.
Okay.
It's where your son hates you, okay? And you come home and he's just very, very upset.
Yep.
And you're just like, I'm a shitty dad, well, whatever. And they make you, like, open the microwave, put stuff in the microwave, close the door, and everything's like a quick time event.
Yeah. So
And then
just,
you actually have to press, like, 2, 0, 0, start, and then wait for it to finish. And then you bring the dinner, and you're just like, it's like, oh, this is the worst. But yeah, you can explain the whole game.
Alright, so Heavy Rain, it's all about you. There's this serial killer going around, and he only kills kids. But he only kills kids really, really slowly by drowning them.
fair. Not really.
So at the beginning of the game, your character, the main kid, the dad, and his wife, you have 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your first son, this is one of the only.
This is the one that hates you.
No, this is the one that gets killed first.
Okay, so the one that doesn't get
I
killed
believe
first
it's the
hates
first
you.
one, Jason, because that's the one I always remember. Because like
Jason!
he just screams, Jason, Jason.
No, it's like terrible. It sounds like this. Jason!
Is this one of those games that was originally released in like a Japanese market or something,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they overdubbed
No,
it?
yeah, they overdubbed
Oh, they overdubbed it.
in America. That's why it's so weird and bad.
Yeah.
So
He
your
like
first son
loses
gets-
him in a crowd, and he's like, Jason!
So your first son gets kidnapped and killed,
Okay.
and then I think your wife leaves you, and you're like horribly depressed. And then your other son, I don't know so much your other son hates you, is just like has no feelings towards you. He's just like
Total apathy.
yeah.
He more or less just kind of like just
You just
staring
can't get
into
anything out
nothingness.
of him.
Yeah.
Like
So when your second so he gets kidnapped too, and he gives him like was it like 2 weeks or 10 days or something to try and save him. He gets tests that he has to do from the serial killer. At one point, I think he has to cut off a finger or a hand, just like do all sorts of crazy stuff to try and save his son, find little more clues of his son. And then you keep switching between him, this FBI or detective guy who's addicted to drugs,
Yeah.
and he starts seeing like tanks, like
Coming
blue
at him.
neon tanks coming at him.
Yeah, they have like
Sounds
this
like-
super advanced
Like
technology.
Yeah,
He like puts
you
on
put,
these glasses and it analyzes the whole crime scene.
That's like the best part of the game.
See, that's the worst part to me.
But here's
Really?
the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You can actually one way to get the good ending is not use those that much. Use like actual detective skills.
Gotcha.
Really?
You can also
Yeah.
put them on and like throw a ball against the wall too, like a virtual ball.
Yes, that's what I can do in the house.
That's the entire reason I want the virtual reality goggles right there is
Yeah.
virtual handball.
Yeah. That's
Which
gonna be it.
Mitch Hedberg always said the painful thing about tennis is no matter how good you get, you'll never be as good as a wall.
I love Mitch Hedberg.
And then you play. I don't remember who the girl is really. She's just like
The one who
she's-
gets attacked when she gets out of the shower.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know.
Because
I
like
don't
she
know.
shows up. She becomes the love interest for a.
She's
for the
hot.
detective.
I know she is.
And then you play a private detective,
Fair.
and he's trying to help solve another one of these kid kidnappings for another lady that he ends up they start falling for each other. So you keep going through this, and you get to and your ending. There's like what 15 endings for this game or something like that.
I'll look it up because there is a big number.
It's like
one.
well because it's all based like each of the 4 characters has their own like good, really bad ending.
So it's Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, just in game form. There's like
Pretty-
400 endings to go past
Pretty
the.
much. So are we spoiling this?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is more than 20 different endings.
Yes.
Good God.
Now, so some of the endings, you, like
unnecessary.
the ending I saw, like for the, it was pretty much the good ending, except for the private detective. He was addicted to, he got promoted and stuff, but the drugs fucked with him so much that he kept seeing the tanks. Just
Okay.
he would put his head on a desk, and all of a sudden tanks would just be rolling.
And it's the tank from The Mist.
But it turns out that one of the 4 playable characters is the killer.
Yeah.
You've been playing the killer the entire time.
And I know who it is.
Mindfuck!
But like
I
yeah,
know who it was.
yeah. At one point you have to, as the dad, he like towards the end you have to cut off. Is it your finger or your hand?
It's your. I want to say your finger.
Or cuts? You have
For
to
a second, I
cut
thought you were going to say
something
your
from right
foot,
here.
and I'm like, left turn.
Something from right here. 'Cause I remember you doing. 'Cause I remember that that scene when you're like.
because it's like you were poisoned and you have to like get the poison out or something.
Yeah.
Or he only gives you the antidote if you cut off a finger.
Mm-hmm.
And the good ending is you save.
Is this Saw before Saw?
No, because like at least 3 Saw movies were up by the
Yeah.
time this game
Okay.
came out.
So they just kind of like, hey, those guys are doing something good.
It was the
So
though,
this
right?
origami dove.
The Origami Killer.
Origami
That's what he
Killer.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the game on PS3 notoriously took a long time to install, right?
I've totally seen these graphics before. I think
Yeah.
I've watched a video on it before.
There's a glitch at one of the endings that's really funny.
Gotcha.
Really?
Yeah.
What
Maybe I should look it up because it is really funny.
Well,
But
oh.
I wanted to get this over real quick.
Load times were
It took so long to install that when you bought the game brand new, they gave you a little piece of paper, and then the install screen would be instructions on how to build that. So you could sit
Gotcha.
there and do something while
Oh,
installing
is that
instead
what-
of like.
Yeah.
Is that what that was for?
Yeah.
Oh, I just left it there for like a few hours and I went out.
You drew boobs on it.
Alright. So, Bioshock.
Bioshock.
Yeah.
So, how far did you
We're
actually...
gonna come back to the funny ending in February, though.
Did you at least get to Miss Elizabeth?
Yes.
So you understand like, she has powers and shit.
Yes. I think that's as far as I got.
So the tower crumbling and you falling out of that huge, massive structure with the wings and whatnot.
No.
Oh. It's like the Statue of Liberty.
So look, let me tell you exactly what I played.
So you did the racist beginning part.
Yeah.
You
Oh my god.
I got off of the main place where you start off. You know,
Okay.
you jump down and you swing through like some other platform.
Yeah.
I got there. So it wasn't you. I got to meet Miss Elizabeth, the girl. I think that's what's her
Yeah.
name, right? But I didn't get to see anything wicked she could do. Like I didn't
You
get
didn't
to
get to see anything wicked that she could do.
Yeah.
So you didn't see her powers.
Yeah.
Like the what do they call them? Openings.
Tears.
What is that?
I played that game like 6 times through, like over and over.
I know, and I have too. I don't know
Yeah.
why I couldn't remember that.
So basically she has the ability to open up different realities and either pull you guys through or pull shit through to our
Like
world.
full parallel dimensions.
Fucking
So
sick.
she would just
But-
like, and like something else would be there. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was
then-
gonna say like
Either she would be like, okay, we need to escape this situation. Let's go into this tear and then we'll close it, or I'll help you out during a fight and I'll open this tear up to different things that you can latch onto, or like weapons or health or something like that.
Oh,
Or
okay.
turrets that randomly
Yeah.
help you, that kind of stuff.
Do you ever go into like a alternate universe that shows
Oh,
up that's
yeah.
really fucked up?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ending. So the ending is honestly it was like people talking about it for weeks online.
yeah, I had a huge existential crisis afterwards. Like, what do I do with my life now? Like,
Really?
how can I go
So,
on?
Yeah, it's kind of just like. I think I understand, but I don't think.
So are we actually going to try and explain this entire ending?
I will.
I hope
I will.
so.
I will.
Yeah,
Alright.
like,
So
I played this game many times.
So
Too
at,
many.
at certain points, you actually do get pulled into different realities, and Columbia changes from the president and like Comstock being in charge to the Vox Populi murdering everyone,
Oh shit.
including trying to murder you.
Okay.
Wait, he doesn't know who the Vox Populi is.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Isn't that
Let
the
me-
boss?
no,
They're the resistance.
They're a resistance.
Oh,
group. So
I don't know
there's-
who they are. Is it those people that keep shooting at you whenever you're like trying to run around?
No, that's the
Prophet's troops.
Comstock's army.
Yeah.
okay. So start off.
Let me go back a little bit, because
Okay.
the first mindfuck is, so you get up. So you know in Bioshock where you get to the lighthouse
Mhm.
and then you go down,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Infinite, you go up, obviously, right? So you get to Columbia. You did this part, I think. The twins that are like heads or tails. Remember this part?
Okay.
And then
The
you
Lutesses.
call it the Lutece twins, and then you call it or whatever, and you're wrong. And then they turn around, and there's like tons of marks on it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So this implies that you have done this many, many times before and guessed the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So the Lutece twins come through the game in like significant points to like lend you help.
Okay.
Right? And they're physicists that figured out. They're the physicists who figured out particle physics to make Columbia float.
Oh,
right.
okay.
They figured out that technology, but how is at the end.
Technically, one of the Lutesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
the male Lutece, I think, is the original one.
Kind of. when you get into Colombia for the first time, you go past their statue.
Yeah.
One of the first tears that you see that's like dimension changing
Mm-hmm.
is the statue of the male Lutess changing to a statue of the female Lutess.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So technically the male.
In
but
your
technically not.
reality,
Mhm.
your reality, it's a male.
Yeah, in one of your realities.
Okay.
So at the end, you know,
Seriously,
so there's a big
weeks.
bird,
Songbird.
Yes.
songbird, who protects Elizabeth, and her tower, which has this thing in the middle of it that harnesses her power, right? So
Okay.
her ability to open tears is really held at bay by this machine
Okay.
that Lutess has built, and so they call the songbird at the very end. You beat the final boss. Songbird comes and falls into the tower, right? And then all of a sudden she has like this ultimate power to open up tears or whatever, and she opens up this tear, and then it's like this water, right? And a window, and then you turn around and you're in fucking Rapture. Like
Oh,
you're
shit.
in Bioshock 1.
Right.
And you can like go down the hallways and like you can explore like pretty much the whole first part of Bioshock.
Okay. Is there anyone? Is there any baggies?
No,
No?
I
Okay.
guess.
because it takes place. Doesn't it still take place before
Before?
Bioshock 1?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's before the character from Bioshock got
Get
there.
okay. Okay.
So then she opens. What do? Oh no! So you go into the bathysphere. You take the bathysphere up to the thing, and then you go up the stairs, and you open the door, and then there's a bunch of other lighthouses. It's basically just a landscape of lighthouses, right? And she's like, "There's always a lighthouse," and you're like, "Okay, whatever." And then you walk down, and like the brick, like the stone walkway
Okay.
is like being made in front of you as you walk it. And you can go right or you can go straight, but each of these paths just leads to a lighthouse, right?
Okay.
Opens a door, and then there's so they open a door, and then they're in this creek, and Comstock is there? No.
Liz-
Booker is there, and he's getting baptized, right? And so the priest brings him in, and he's like, "Are you ready, my son," or whatever, and like starts to bring him down, and he's like, no, fuck this, I don't want to do this, or whatever.
Yep.
And then you walk up, and you go into this church, and you open the door again, and
And you
that
come back out on the lighthouse like area again, but this time instead of being night with stone, it's like
daytime with wooden planks. You go
Yeah.
through another lighthouse, then you come back to the
baptism.
baptism. You do get baptized?
Yeah.
at that
Yeah,
time?
this
he-
time you
'cause he-
do get technically that's when the game starts going like super mindfucky. Because what ends up happening is that
I forgot
you
about this part.
yeah, so you come into the lighthouse and you're by yourself, and then Elizabeth shows up, and then a second Elizabeth shows up, and then a third, and a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth. Because Elizabeth in the game, and this is the point, one of those things that you just keep talking about no matter what, she exists on multiple planes or multiple dimensions simultaneously as like one conscious, but not. It's
Okay.
really funky.
So every lighthouse, like there's always a lighthouse that
the
leads to
pinky, I
another
know the
dimension.
pinky
Yeah.
is how she got
So
her
then
pinky, but
you open a door. Do you remember the flashbacks that you would get to the black and white office of Booker DeWitt? You know.
Yeah.
So and then there's always that room on the right that's closed. There's a door on the right that's closed.
Is this infinite?
This is
It's
infinite.
still
yeah,
infinite.
yeah.
yeah. This
So,
is it's my
Eventually, you go through a lighthouse, and then you're there. Or no, like you pass out, and then you wake up in your office, right? And you open the door, and there's a baby in there, and you pick up the baby, and then
This is before all the lighthouses actually.
yeah. So yeah, because I can't remember everything
It's so-
happens.
yeah.
It's all like little bits of information, like out of order. But if you put it in order and then fill in the blanks, it kind of makes sense.
The second time you play through the game, there's an unholy amount of clarity that you just didn't have. The first time, the entire time, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
And then the second time you go through, you're like, oh, I know!
Okay, I get
So
you.
then there's a knock, because every time you go to a flashback, there's a knocking on the door, I think, that's like, let the girl, or what is it?
Give us the girl to it.
Give us the girl and wipe
repay-
away the debt.
Yeah, wipe away the debt.
And then, so the door opens, the Lutess guy comes in and takes the baby from you, and you're like, oh fuck. Okay, so then you realize that a baby was taken from you. And then, there's another, like, door that you go through, and then you're in an alleyway in a city, and there's a tear in the wall, and Comstock is on one side, and Booker DeWitt is on the other side, and they're pulling this baby, right?
Mhm.
And eventually the baby gets pulled onto the other side, and then the whole like you're walking up towards this, right? And then you can look at the tear closes and the little baby, and then the pinky gets cut off.
Ooh.
So then you realize that the baby is Elizabeth because she has that thimble on her pinky.
Oh, okay.
So and then she got hit by a tear, which gives her the power to give tears. Right? So that's how she got her power. Then you like pass out again. You wake up and then you're in the boat
Where you begin
the game, and the Lutessas are like talking in like riddles or whatever of like he would have or he should.
He should row.
Yeah.
He never rose.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I mean, he never rose. And
You
it's
mean he
like-
never rose? No, he never rose.
Yeah,
Like
it's
what? And then, so you go up there, whatever, and then you go back to the baptism. That's when all the Elizabeths show up.
all the Elizabeths show up and tell you that. So the entire game, the villain is Prophet Comstock. Like
Right.
he's this prophet for Columbia, I think is what the city of this guy's called. And he's their leader. He's their salvation. Yada yada yada. And he's also a racist hunk of crap. And so like you get to that point, and Elizabeth says, "Oh God, what does she say?"
I can't remember.
Essentially, I mean,
It's
like I said,
so
you'll come
essentially-
over. We'll play through the whole
You
game.
are
Yeah, so-
Comstock.
So yeah,
She basically
essentially
goes
the
like Booker.
baptism is the point. It's like the
It's
one
the
point in all of
divergence.
timeline where you will either stay Booker or you become Comstock. If you go through the baptism, you
You're
become
Comstock.
Prophet Comstock.
You like wake up anew, like after being baptized, and you're just like, I want to do this city, and I want to rule people like this, and like you grow a beard and you become Comstock.
The beard is imperative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the other side, you stay Booker and you go through depression because you lost your daughter, and then it cycles back around to you going
So
to.
all the lighthouses and all the doors are all to these different parts, right? But
Yeah.
there's one that you keep reliving to try to get Elizabeth back, which is you being a detective saying that you need to go and save this girl, right?
Yes.
Because the whole beginning of the game is go and get this girl, Elizabeth. And that's really you trying to go back and get your daughter back.
Oh,
Because
shit.
she
Yeah.
got taken because you had gambling debt.
Oh, shit.
And then you get into the war, you go to the Battle of Wounded Knee, all this fucked
Yeah.
up shit happens, you decide to get baptized, you become Comstock. So then you get baptized, you realize that you are Comstock the whole time, and then all these Elizabeths show up, and she's like, I don't know, she said something weird.
Basically what she
Well,
says,
they
this is
don't
the
baptize
point.
you. They're like, this is the point. Yeah.
Like,
and-
this is the point to change everything. This is the only point. So instead of baptizing you, like,
They
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 drown
drown
you
you.
down
And
in
it's
Yeah.
like 15 different Elizabeths show up, like
Yeah.
all looking different outfits, different hairstyles.
Because they're like, we need to kill Comstock, right? If we can open this tear, why don't we open up a tear to when Comstock was born and kill him? And they're like, okay, so what are we going to do? Go to his crib or something like that? Not knowing that you're actually going to go back to the point where you got baptized and you're Comstock. So before you become Comstock, the Elizabeths hold you down and kill you.
Damn.
And then it
but-
floats up.
But like Booker does no resistance. Like
yeah.
you just
he just
let
lets
them
it. Yeah.
push you under, and they like all say we love you or thank you or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really insane. And
It's-
then the camera like pans up a little bit and like floats above the whole creek and everything, and like the piano plays like a note, boom, boom. And
Yeah,
each
the
note
same-
the Elizabeths go away.
Oh.
And then eventually one of them stays, and then it just goes black. And you're kind of like, okay, now I need to think about my life a little bit. And then,
Yes,
well,
dude,
no, then
it's
what happens is
seriously
you go
like-
on YouTube and like discuss
Yeah,
discuss
no,
ending.
seriously.
And for like what, like 2 or 3 days solid, people were like giving out weird, different analysis that made no sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where, like, you get to there's so many different possibilities. This is one of those games that I recommend to everybody, and I would I would even say it was probably the best game of the last generation consoles.
Last of Us. Sorry.
Last of Us, yes, but, I mean...
It was until Last of Us.
Yeah.
And,
was,
by the
yeah.
way, original Bioshock beats
Well,
Infinite.
I really liked Infinite just for the pure story. That story left me for,
But the
like I
Andrew
said,
Ryan
2 weeks.
twist. The Andrew Ryan twist, like at the midpoint, was so good.
What is the quote they
Sounds
say
like-
at the end of the
would you
original?
kindly-
Would you
that's
kindly?
more like
Would you
a-
kindly?
Which
Yeah.
pisses me off when somebody at work says that all the time.
We can't say it, can we?
No.
No.
That does sound like a game though. Like you were saying, you have to play it once and then play it over again so you can get clarity.
But don't play it over immediately.
Yeah.
Like give yourself a little bit to compress all that stuff.
At least 3. I played it once all the way through, and then I proceeded to talk about the game nonstop with my current roommate who played the game through with me. And then about a week later, I jumped back into it and replayed it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I replayed it, but on easier settings.
I replayed it. I don't know that I did medium for the first time through. I did hard mode second. I don't know that I ever did 99 mode.
There's also 1999 mode where in order to, because in 1999 games were a lot harder.
Yeah.
So you enter the Konami code. You either beat it, or you enter the Konami code, and it unlocks 1999.
And it's insane.
It's
like I think I tried the opening, and it's like me.
You need it's the hardest setting, so all the enemies are the ultimate hardest. And in order to revive after being dead, after being killed, it takes from your coins, your money, your gold. And then if you don't have any gold, you start at the menu. And you don't have any saves, and you have to start the game over again. So if you're like 6 hours into it or whatever,
and you die,
and you just happen to forget you don't have any gold, and you die, and you go back to the game, over.
Let me describe it in a different way. You take a Rubik's Cube, you hand it to a 3-year-old, and you say good luck. And that's like the difficulty level.
Oh, but if
there's no chance.
If they ever put the Rubik's Cube down, then you like just mix it back up. Okay, go again.
I'm gonna put the link to this video so you guys can watch it with us, but we're gonna watch the funny Heavy Rain ending glitch.
I was looking for the laptop.
Okay.
What?
He just keeps yelling Sean over and over again. Like it gets stuck in this loop. You're supposed to be able to say other things. It even gets to a point where like you're in it, like it's showing another scene, and you can hear him in the background.
He totally does.
I love how it's in a different language, and then just Sean. There is so much plot right now. I can't even.
I know. Sean.
Sean's important, bro.
Sean.
He's gonna shoot you.
Oh, that scene sucked if you ever played Dead Space.
Oh yeah. Well, that was an hour-long topic.
Yeah. Works.
It works.
I love it. Okay. Mind fucked. Hope you guys are, because I am.
I still can't believe we left Fight Club out.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, we talked about games so much.
We didn't talk about movies.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I mean,
Fight
there's
Club,
the
Inception.
go-tos. Yeah, Fight Club, Inception, Shutter Island, and
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
Sense.
Bruce Willis was wearing a hairpiece the whole time. I mean, it was just...
Red Wedding, Game of Thrones.
I haven't watched
Dude,
That's the one that people will just look at you and go,
haven't seen Game of Thrones, so
it's fucking crazy. Can I
What?
explain it to you?
no.
You have
I'm going to watch it.
No!
Yes.
Bro,
Nope.
You need to
Shut-
go
it's not old enough.
There has to be a point. Either Game of Thrones has to the finale, I have to start watching it and get to that point.
Game of Thrones is starting to do things that the books aren't, so you can watch it whenever you want.
I still want to watch season 1. I'm not gonna. That's a show you can't start in the middle.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
I don't know why winter is coming. So
Why winter is coming?
why is winter
Here,
coming?
Winters last
because-
forever.
Winter's
Bro, yeah, and
Oh.
like winters are fucking crazy. Like the kids in the show don't even know what
Do you-
winter is
Yeah.
because they've been born in a long.
Have
summer.
you seen
Do you-
Have you seen the show?
No, but
You've
do you
never seen
think
the
do you
show?
think that's
Okay.
what like pilgrims and stuff are saying? It's always fucking winter.
It's a winter.
Winters are so long.
Winter is coming. Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot.
I gotta show you that book.
You did show it
I'm
to
gonna
me. The
watch
huge
it
one.
eventually.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's super
What?
sick.
So we're gonna watch it eventually.
Yeah.
Alright.
When it gets a little further along. Maybe we'll just hop in. And
I waited till that point, and I'm so glad I did because I started watching it when I knew it was like 2 or 3 months before the new season came out. I unfortunately finished the whole series that's out right now in a month, so I had to still wait 3 months.
You
Yeah.
power watched it.
I power watched that.
It's easy to power watch.
It is. Once you just get through the
I've heard
first
anywhere from
episode.
3 to 6. Someone told me I had to get through either 3 or 6 episodes.
First episode has the best cliffhanger.
Yeah.
If you're not into it after the first episode, then
Just-
there's no
Just
point.
stop.
See, I
Or-
had a different buddy tell me like 4 episodes, but I get to episode 4 and it gets amazing.
No, see that.
It depends on the person. Like with Julia, she doesn't like gory stuff. So I had to like literally sit with her and like hold her hand because through the first like 4 episodes, because basically that's how they get you. It's just that's how they get you. It's
There's.
all
Do you like gore? Yes. No. Okay. Well, do you like man butt? No. Yes. Well, do you like man dick? Yes.
do you like incest?
Do you like
Oh,
incest? Do you like breasts? Do you
Breasts.
like sex?
You got to me with those last two, but leading up to that, I wasn't sure.
Hey,
I
you
wasn't
never
sure where you guys
know.
were going. The
There's
man,
an abundance of man butt.
There is
Does,
like
does
a
Butters'
ridiculous.
review of the show have it right?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh,
And
yes.
so does that SNL skit where Sandberg is the director and he's like,
Oh my
this scene needs boobs. Let's put more boobs in
What
this
makes
scene.
that perfect is you holding the puppy
Exactly.
and petting. It needs boobs. 1 billion boobs, and just that's it.
Alright.